It will only ensure that the federation is better governed. It will ensure that this march of ISWAP, Boko Haram, and all that is halted once and for all. According to Thomas Hobbes, yes, life and property to be protected. So this one where you travel, you are not even sure you will reach. Even, well, I don't know how many people have it. The Methodist church, bishop or prelate, yes, was kidnapped. Said that he had conversation when he was released to the effect that almost the entire southwest, the forest, we are house bandits, bag of gunpowder. Thanks to the work, I congratulated Ari. I said, thank God for the work you are doing. Because in the absence of federal state security, what remains? You remember one of the ministers, I don't know whether of defense, some years, 2 years back, yeah, said you should go and defend yourself. Sir, go and defend yourself. Oh. So, if I defend myself, you defend yourself, everybody defends himself. What is left of government? Why do we have government? So, until we return to the fundamental reason why governments are established, I don't see much future for a country like this. Okay, fine. We have splendid resources. No doubt. Nigeria is incredibly well resourced. But what have we made of it? Pretty little. Go to the US, go to the UK, US and UK combined, I think Nigeria has the population of medical doctors. Some of our politicians, when they go there, that they go at an expense. They are sometimes treated by Nigerians who have emigrated from here to there. That should make any leader feel ashamed. You go to another man's country only to be treated by a Nigerian who has fled his country because he could not make ends meet, because the hospitals have become undertakers, deathbeds, where people are sent ritually to their graves, where equipment is lacking, and where doctors go on strike often because they are not paid their wages as and at when due. As usual, we must extract some promises from those who want to lead us this time. We must extract promises, and promises that they must keep to make Nigeria better. People are already saying that Nigeria cannot long survive another round of electoral chicanery. Chicanery, business as usual. The primaries were heavily dollarized, as you know. And one of the aspirants in one of the parties, I'm not campaigning for anybody. If you read Punch, you know that it is non-partisan. It's one of the most non-partisan papers. Said that the primaries were obscenely monetized. The presidential primaries and other ones were obscenely monetized. Monetized to an intense degree that irritates. Okay, fine. The primaries have come and gone. The big election is before us. After Ekiti and Osun, we'll be preparing for the big elections. So, we need to hold the politicians down to something. The country has suffered enough. Look at the youths. As a university teacher, I know that 9 out of 10 youths want to leave Nigeria. 9 out of 10. Are we going to go on like this? We must hold the politicians down to a covenant that they will fulfill. And if they break the covenant when they reach office, we will call them or address them or send letters to them that this is the covenant, the regional agenda. President Jonathan came, they had an elaborate conference, the successor came and threw it to the basket. So everybody comes, they sidestep, avoid regionalism. But I tell you, if Western region had continued at the pace it started in the Awolowo years, it would be like Dubai today. It would be like Dubai. The issue is that this federal structure is not different from a colonial structure. You know, in the colonial days, what we call the district officer, the DO, live up about the natives, and he addresses them by instruction. It's not a dialogue, it's a monologue in which he simply tells them this and this and this is what to do. We have inherited that structure, and our federalism is very much like that, which is why it's not working. There's a book titled Why at Your House? At the time, for 4 consecutive days, there was no light. There is no way now anybody will come and say, you know, it's dry season, and in dry season there's no water. How about the rainy season? Water? To run electric power? So you have serial, and before you know it, if you live in some of those estates, they brought bills. Is persecuted. Everybody, even Buhari, is persecuted. Because Nigeria is not working. The federalism is distorted. Basic services are missing or non-existent. Look at health. Look at health. How do the hospitals work? Try and go to one public hospital. One of my colleagues wrote an article once titled, "Thou shalt not be sick." Thou shalt not be sick. And it was from her experience of when a relation of hers was sick and they went to a public hospital, and what they saw is better imagined than told. So he said, the best thing, just boys and girls are roaming about the streets. Some of them causing mischief. I remember years ago, I won't mention the university where I was teaching there. There was a strike on the same kind of issues that we are still striking now. And one professor stood up and said, "Gentlemen and ladies, what have we gained from this strike?" He said, "The increase in my pay slip is not more than 40,000 a year. 40,000. And the strike was about 6 weeks long." He then said, 2 of my daughters were pregnant during the strike. Of course, people shouted, "That is not why, that's not why." But the important thing is that the strikes would have been needless and wasteful if the government had done what it should do and left it for 3, 4 months, 5 months. Do you know? What do you say of a university like Oxford, which has not gone on strike, is in the first 500? How can it be? How can it be? When you go on strike almost every time, because government signs an agreement, you say, they've signed the agreement tomorrow, they say, no, we don't approve this one, we didn't approve that one. Now the issue is that the way Ife was wrong for many years, when Nigeria had a more balanced federal system, is the way Nigerian universities, all of them, ought to be run. But under this tyrannical unitary system, you establish universities every day. They are mushrooming. The governor must have one in his hometown. The president must have one in federalism. These are the rules. So, if you want to make progress, as I admonished us, we must go back to a balanced federalism. Let me say something else, because it puzzles me. Why can't people talk about secession? Why Anambra can make away with 80 billion, River State, the Accountant General and some others